medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate, and they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
This is Fox News Talk.
Headline Rewind.
1970.
The student now goes to college to proclaim rather than to learn. The lessons of the past are ignored and obliterated in a contemporary antagonism known as the generation gap.
You just go through a phase of wanting to be up there, you know, in the limelight. But I'm going through a phase now where I don't want to be in the limelight.
Ding! Ali comes out to meet Frazier, but Frazier starts to retreat. If Frazier goes back an inch farther, he'll wind up in a ringside seat. Ali swings to the left, Ali swings to the right. Look at the kid carry the fight.
Everybody just gathered around, organized, and it was orderly. No kids were out of hand. They just wanted to talk. She started throwing tear gas, and the kids were picking up and throwing them back at the cops. And they chased the kids over the hill. The cops were boxed in. There was kids all around them. And all of a sudden, cops got trigger happy and shot kids.
News as it happened. News as it happens.
This is Fox News Talk.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
What are the most important issues facing Americans today? Every Monday, join me, Brett Baer, chief political anchor and executive editor of Special Report, and my rotating all-star panel of experts as we discuss the policies, practices, and solutions to the biggest and most important issues of the day. You can hear new episodes every Monday. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts.
Will the cases keep climbing? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. There were more than 2.8 million COVID infections last week, the most in a week by far in this pandemic, shattering the prior record a year ago, which was 1.7 million. But many of the cases aren't as severe, with less than half the deaths, as millions of Americans get ready to return to work and school today. Fox's Mark Meredith.
Determining who's healthy enough remains up for debate among federal health officials. You may remember last week the CDC rolled out some new guidelines recommending people who test positive isolate for 5 days instead of 10 and wear masks after no longer showing those COVID symptoms. The CDC did not include testing negative in its recommendation, which was a decision that surprised many. And now Dr. Anthony Fauci suggests changes are coming.
I believe that the CDC soon will be coming out with more clarification of that, since it obviously has generated a number of questions.
Dr. Fauci was on CNN's State of the Union. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has COVID, but just mild symptoms. Will remain working, but from home for now. COVID continues to be an issue for travelers, affecting airlines. FlightAware reports another 1,750 cancellations within the U.S. or to or from here today. Some of that's bad weather grounding planes, with winter storm warnings from North Georgia to southern New Jersey. 2 people remain missing in Colorado after last week's wildfire that torched nearly 1,000 homes between Denver and Boulder.
You know, I think some of the most harrowing images are just completely burnt out vehicles. And there's some that are even stopped in the middle of the road. You can only imagine what happened.
Governor Jared Polis. President Biden had a call with Ukraine's president amid worries about a possible Russian invasion.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky tweeting on Sunday that he appreciates the support and that the call went well, highlighting the special nature of the country's relationship. This call came just one day after Biden's call with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
That's Fox's Alex Hogan. America's listening to Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
Starting off your Monday morning commute with wet conditions across most of Charlotte County this morning. Rain starting to make its way toward Lee County, so 75 and 41 going to be slick, mostly north of the county line, heading through Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte. Take it slow out there early on this morning. If you're in San Carlos Park, Lee County deputies on scene of a crash on Carrier Road right now, so watch out for some flashing lights nearby. No other crashes to report across Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties. Construction zone free out on 75 for the morning drive. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the
fast-moving line of showers tracks the south and east of us. Throughout this morning, we'll be looking at a drop in humidity and temperatures behind a cold front set to clear our area. We'll also see a decrease in cloud cover with sunshine returning later this afternoon, but it will be breezy as winds continue out of the north and west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. We could see some gusts between 20 to 30 miles per hour across the area. Look for a cooler day today, a high of 72 degrees. We really start to feel that cool down as we head into tonight. Lows bottoming out in the 40s and low 50s. Kick off the day for your Tuesday. A high of 78 degrees for tomorrow, mostly sunny sky. We keep it a partly cloudy sky into your Wednesday with a high of 79. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596 Back.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596 Back. 596 Back. That's 596-2225.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents. And Doug.
Don't you just love the smell of old books? Shh, this is a library. Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need. I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction. He really does devour literature. Please leave. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad that you are joining us today. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website, Steele as 3 E's. You can watch, you can subscribe to the podcast, and also make sure you subscribe to our channel on Rumble. We do appreciate that as well. 2022, it's finally here. We can't believe it. Who knew that it would get to this point now where it feels like we're still in a pandemic? How does this happen? We're more than 2 years now past, and we know so much about what is going on. And yet there are still voices that are being silenced because they have something to say about this. Even certain individuals who you would imagine it's okay that they have something to say about this. But for some reason, we're told that I guess they're not. We're not allowed to hear from certain individuals. So what am I talking about? We'll get to that in just a second. What is the silencing of certain voices, certain individuals? It's hard to believe that it's happening right now. But it is also one of the things that I did want to get to today as well is not just the silencing of certain voices and how big tech has made the decision that there are certain voices that can and cannot be heard, and there are alternatives, which is a nice thing. But there are also some politicians who clearly don't get it, who seem to love the self-own, kind of like what AOC does.
You do it.
What? What was that? What was that?
You do it.
Okay. Oh, that was AOC. Okay. Yeah. So who seem to love the self-own, who in trying to go after the governor of the state of Florida, find that they actually are not doing themselves any favors by trying to do that. Well, because everybody knows the game that they're trying to play. So what am I talking about? AOC decides that, listen, we got a big problem going on in New York City. We got a big problem going on in the state of New York. I'll tell you what, the cases are flying through the roof. Hey, anybody want to go to Florida? Yeah, so do I. Oh, but that Ron DeSantis, he's an awful person. But AOC makes her way to South Florida and still hanging out for the whole weekend. Kind of strange. So we'll get to that in just a bit as well. I was surprised to find out, first of all, Jake the Millennial, did you have a nice New Year's Eve? Did you have a nice time with family and friends? Safe, I'm assuming. Everything went well?
Yeah, all went well.
Okay, good. Did you do anything special? Food, fireworks? What did you do?
We just do the normal, cornbread and all that other stuff.
Cornbread. So New Year's Eve is your cornbread day?
No, when you're from the South, you eat collard greens, cornbread, black-eyed peas, ham, and something else I can't remember.
It's for New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
We're going into New Year's, yeah.
Okay, all right, nice. Yes, cornbread is a staple in this house. I can tell you that between my father and my son, if there's cornbread anywhere to be had, we are certainly going to purchase it. There's no right or wrong with cornbread, is there? I mean, cornbread is cornbread, right? Is there a good cornbread, a bad cornbread? I don't think there's a bad cornbread. I think, is that fair to say?
That's fair, but I prefer the non-sweet, like real cornbread.
There's a non-sweet cornbread?
Yeah, the Jiffy in the box, that's not real cornbread. That's cake.
Oh, well, we know that. But I mean, there's a cornbread that you don't sweeten? Oh, I guess maybe you don't because the corn itself is probably what is sweetening the bread. Is that what you're trying to suggest?
Well, no, it was never sweet.
Okay, I didn't know that. I had no idea. We're learning all kinds of brand new things about it's Cornbread Monday, everybody. We're learning a lot about cornbread today. How do you start? What better way to start off 2022? See, you got up early this morning saying, that Drew Steele, I know he's going to be hitting it this morning. I'll tell you what, there's so much news that's out there. I cannot wait to get his take on a lot of different things that have been happening around the world, in the country, even in the state of Florida. And instead, we're talking cornbread. But we're moving on now. Okay. The second thing I wanted to mention was I was surprised, like many other people were, the passing of Betty White over the, over the weekend? What day was it? Just, it was a couple of days ago. And I was surprised to find out how that was the first thing that Jake said to me this morning. That was the first thing. Do you realize that's the first thing you mentioned to me before anything else today? When I asked you how you were doing and how things are going, and your first comment was about Betty White. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And it's touched you that much?
Well, I don't want to say that we just kind of knew it was coming at some sooner or later.
Well, yeah. I mean, sooner or later, but nobody knew it was coming now. I can tell you that because they planned a 100th birthday special, and they're still going to air it. Did you know that? Friday, she passed. Yeah, she passes away Friday. And it's just a couple of weeks before her 100th birthday. They did this tribute film called Betty White, 100 Years Young. It's going to run in theaters, and they've made the decision to go ahead and run with it. As a matter of fact, it was the January 22nd issue of People magazine or one of these magazines, I forget which one it is, had her on the cover saying 100 years strong, and they released the cover before January had shown up. And again, it's just this. You don't. Why do you don't do that? I guess they can't help it now. Certain publications, I mean, that's what they do. They get ahead of this, but goodness. So yeah, they got a little ahead of themselves, but they're planning on, I mean, is that weird that they're still going to do this 100th birthday special, airing it as planned, this tribute? It's going to run in theaters starting on the 17th. And I guess that, I don't know. You know what? I care, but not that much right now, because there's a whole lot of things that are going on, including big tech censorship that is getting completely and utterly out of control. You probably heard somewhere over the weekend that Marjorie Taylor Greene she is banished now from Twitter. She's gone. That's it. Cannot speak on Twitter. A sitting congresswoman is now not allowed to be on Twitter. So here we go again. You had a sitting president. You had a sitting congresswoman. It's amazing how there seems to be a pattern. The people that get dismissed off of Twitter, big tech. It is pretty interesting to see that, considering that there are other individuals that get the chance to stay there without any problem. Some that we have questioned in the past, Maxine Waters and others. But now we get to this as the tube of you, the one place that many people go to watch videos on a regular basis. Some people even use it as their TV station instead of a network or something. They use it as their viewing pleasure. The Tube of You has now removed the Joe Rogan Experience podcast that had Dr. Robert Malone from its video sharing platform. So what's the problem there? Well, if you were listening throughout the weekend, you realize that there was a pretty big interview done with Dr. Robert Malone. Now, Dr. Robert Malone may not sound familiar to many of you, but he is, along with others, a collaborator in creating the mRNA technology widely used by COVID vaccines. And he was talking about vaccines and mandates and pandemic-related topics. But here is somebody, and we kind of teased it last week before we went to vacation over the weekend, because there were bits and pieces of some of the things that he talked about. But here is someone who helped to create the mRNA technology that not only people are using in vaccines for COVID, but are also using in cancer treatments. I have personal experience with that myself. So I understand what is going on with mRNA technology, how incredible it is. You would imagine that somebody that has created this technology probably has a voice and something to say about things that are COVID-related, vaccine mandates and other things. If anything, he should have it just because he has a voice, as you have a voice, as I have a voice. He has a... You know, if you want to put people into different stratospheres, or you want to put people at different levels, or you want to say that this person has no right to speak, but this person has a little bit of right, but that person, no, everybody has a right to speak. But certainly someone who has created a technology that's being used in vaccines right now could probably speak to what's going on in his concerns. No, not if you're big tech. One point in the conversation that has been taken down off of some streaming websites, one being YouTube, we come to find out that he was talking about his concerns about not being able to speak.
If my voice, if there's no merit to my voice being in the conversation, whether it's true or not, whether I'm factually correct or not, let's park that just for a minute. Whether or not I'm right in everything I say, and I freely admit, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. It's one of my core points, is people should think for themselves. And I try really hard to give people the information and help them to think, not to tell them what to think.
To help them to think, not to tell them what to think. He's giving information. He has information to give. And one thing that has been a blessing that is the interwebs is that we have different places that we can go. We don't have to listen to the voices that we are told by a minority of voices that are these are the authorities. No. We have lots of places to go, and we can make a decision on our own. We can make decisions on our own based on our own health conditions, whether or not we feel secure going to different locations, vaccinated, unvaccinated, therapies, non-therapy, whatever the case may be, in your personal sphere, with the consultation with your doctor, what is and is not a good practice for you at this moment in time. I know it feels like a broken record, although a broken record, if you've ever had a broken record before, it doesn't play at all. So, the expression, we say this, you sound like a broken record. You sound like a record that's skipping. It's a big difference. Jake, have you ever had a turntable and you try to play a broken record? Have you ever tried that before?
No, I don't have a whole lot of experience with those.
That's sad. You should get a turntable. That's something that I didn't get this Christmas that I definitely want to get, is a turntable. To get back to the vinyl, because you can't even describe what audio is supposed to sound like, what music is supposed to sound like, until you actually have it on vinyl, on wax, and you're able to play it, and you're like, oh, this is what it's supposed to sound like? Yeah, there's a big difference. But anyway, I digress. A broken record doesn't play. It's broken. It doesn't even, it's okay. But again, when you're talking about what you should be doing for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, why is it that he doesn't get to speak? Why is it that Tech decides that he has to be taken out of the conversation?
Okay. But the point is, if it's not okay for me to be part of the conversation, even though I'm pointing out scientific facts that may be inconvenient, then who can be allowed? And whether you're in the camp that says I'm a liar and I didn't invent this technology despite the patents, when there's a whole cohort of that, no one can dispute that I played a major role in the creation of this tech.
So they're going after him, they're sliding him, they're saying he really didn't have anything to do with this tech. They're doing all these different things to take his voice down. And they continue to do it. And now you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's been banned as well from Twitter. And why are you doing it? Is it because people are starting to challenge a narrative? And we should be able to do that no matter what. To what degree have some of the tech giants decided that they're going to do this? Shortly after he was banned on Twitter, he does this interview and he talks about is something that resembles mass psychosis, what has been happening with, and again, take it for what it's worth. This is his thoughts, this is his opinions, this is his feelings on what he sees. He's concerned about the information out there on COVID vaccines, something resembling mass psychosis, that people get panicked about something that is out there, and then a government steps in to say, we're here to save you, to help you, and people get so panicked that they're just looking for the help, and all of that information that keeps going on and on about that. But it is interesting how even Google and its biggest rival, DuckDuckGo, search engines had two completely different answers on their search engine when mass formation psychosis came up. Google's real-time, how they have, you type things into Google, and in real time you get the terms that pop up. DuckDuckGo does the same thing. Mass formation psychosis, which is something that he was talking about on this podcast with Joe Rogan, Dr. Robert Malone. You tried to go and you type it into Google and it wouldn't let you find it. As a matter of fact, once you typed it in full, you were getting very bizarre, different stories about it in general. Most of it had to do with attacking or going after the idea of a mass formation psychosis being mentioned by Dr. Malone. You go to DuckDuckGo and you get it right, just like that. You get the information, you get the study on it, you get the discussion about it. Why would you do that? Why would you want to stomp people out from the internet media presence based on ideas, thoughts by one human being that might be inconvenient, an opportunity to study more about what somebody is saying and say, no, this is insane. Why would you even say that? We've done our own study. We've looked into this, and you're crazy. Or you have the opportunity to look into it and say, well, wait, there might be something here. But isn't that a lesson for everything? that is part of the big issue that we're dealing with right now. And I'll play some more audio and talk about this, and maybe you have a thought, 239-479-5592 on this. But there is a lot to be said about the voices that are out there and who is trying to, and why would you try to stifle, shut down these voices. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, especially if you believe that the position that you are in is a better position than that individual is, and you have the evidence, the data, the science to prove that you are right. The best thing that you can do in life, even in politics, that's why when somebody says, oh man, we can't have this person be primaried because they're just too good and it would be really bad. No, well, why? If they are a good politician, if there's somebody who is running for re-election and somebody wants to primary that individual, why would you be scared or worried about primarying somebody if they are strong in their beliefs? If there's something where they are 80% positive, but there's 20% that they could change, that they could work on, and the person that is running against that individual is going to bring up the 20% and the things that are wrong, well, that's a good thing because it calls to attention the things that there may be a problem with and an opportunity for that politician to tweak, to change, to move in the right direction. It just enhances and enhances the body politic. All of us, we're better for that. I mean, in the traditional sense of primarying, I'm not talking about somebody who's throwing mud and is going into the gutter. I'm not talking about that kind of primarying. I'm talking about the issues. It's the same thing with this. Why would they be so worried about information coming out? Unless it goes against the narrative, unless it goes against something that that people have been trying to put out there. And they're starting to see now that it is slowly fading away. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We thank you for watching, subscribing to the podcast, and subscribing to our Rumble channel. Thanks so much. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The stock market finishing out 2021 with a hectic December. The S&P 500 and Dow Jones rose to record highs, while the Nasdaq was close. On New Year's Eve, the Dow Jones dropped almost 60 points to 36,338. Nasdaq finished up by just less than a point. The coronavirus continuing to impact airline operations. Employee sickouts due to Omicron, along with bad weather, forcing the cancellation of thousands of flights Sunday. Tesla reporting record fourth quarter deliveries that trounced Wall Street estimates. Its 6th consecutive quarter of record deliveries. Tesla increased China production during global chip shortages. The highly anticipated December jobs report will be released this week. FedEx increasing its shipping rates for its ground, home delivery, and express services by 5.9% Monday. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Laura Cantor, invested in you.
Hey, it's Buck Sexton. I want to thank the 92.5 Fox News listeners. The Clay and Buck event in Fort Myers has sold out for now, but we're working on releasing more tickets, and we'll get those details out as soon as we can. There'll be more tickets to purchase. In the meantime, thank you so much to our sponsors, the Advantage Retirement Group, My Shower Door, Island Air, and Floor Meisters, and thank you for listening to 92.5 Fox News.
Are you suffering from chronic joint pain like Heather?
I have terrible arthritis and have had it for quite a while. And I've gone to all kinds of doctors trying to figure out what to do. And everybody just said surgery. And surgery was months of rehab. And I didn't want to do that.
But then Heather discovered QC Kinetics, local medical professionals who specialize in natural biologic treatments, non-invasive solutions designed to repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. And she absolutely loves the results.
I like to tell anybody who's suffering that there are options that are not steroids, that are not surgery. You owe it to yourself to find out about QC Kinetics and find out what they can do for you.
No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Discover QC Kinetics and learn more about natural biologic treatments with lasting results.
Call QC Kinetics 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics. 239-893-PAIN.
Hi, I'm Thomas from Storm Shield in North Fort Myers. I'm proud to represent a company that provides a top quality product and stands behind the product and the installation. At Storm Shield, we provide Energy Star certified windows and doors, an exclusive life of home warranty which covers the entire product as well as the installation. All products are certified made in the USA. We have an elite status with Home Advisor and offer no obligation estimates. Most manufacturers have a line of products that meet a variety of budgets and options. Sometimes vendors bait top quality products to earn your business, but switch and install another. We understand that you want to protect your family and home from the elements for years to come. Our priority is ensuring your protection without breaking the bank.
Call Storm Shield today for a free, no hidden cost, exact to the penny quote at 239-491-7002. That's 239-491-7002. Or visit on the web at stormshieldSWFL.com. License number CGC A60475.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here of Duncan's Diamonds. People come into our store here in Southwest Florida and are amazed by the selection of beautiful, fine jewelry and at exceptional prices. At Duncan's Diamonds, I will make sure personally that we give you the finest quality at the best possible prices. We get very excited about diamonds and are here to help you find that special diamond. We have the largest selection of magnificent and exclusive designer styles for you to choose from. Also, if you find a diamond or style on the internet, bring in a picture and we will get it or make it exactly to your specifications. And our prices and quality will exceed your expectations. I personally guarantee it. At Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anywhere, or any place, and you can count on it. Come in and see us in Fort Myers on US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and in Naples at the Mercado Shopping Center.
Are you ready to list your home for sale? What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darter Group at dartergroup.com to learn about their guaranteed offer. The Darter Group has 30 years of experience and consistently ranks in the top 3% of real estate agents in Lee County. Find out if your home qualifies for a guaranteed offer and how you may receive an offer in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. No home prep, no showings, no open houses. You control when your home is sold and when you move. Learn more about this elite real estate team and the guaranteed offer at dartergroup.com. Don't wait. Schedule an appointment at dartergroup.com. That's dartergroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida or Florida homes by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
Wink News. Traffic.
A slick start to the morning commute across Southwest Florida, especially throughout Lee and Charlotte counties right now. Rain really coming down through Fort Myers into Cape Coral, so take it slow out there. Slick conditions across most of our area bridges and heading along 75 and 41. If you are heading through Lehigh Acres, a crash over on Curtis Avenue South and 8th Street Southwest. That's just off of Gunnery Road. You'll see some activity. We've got a hit-and-run crash reported there. Lee County deputies on scene. That trip to the Minute Traffic, I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Back to the fast-moving line of showers tracks the south and east of us. Throughout this morning, we'll be looking at a drop in humidity and temperatures behind a cold front set to clear our area. We'll also see a decrease in cloud cover with sunshine returning later this afternoon, but it will be breezy as winds continue out of the north and west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. We could see some gusts between 20 to 30 miles per hour across the area. Look for a cooler day today, a high of 72 degrees. We really start to feel that cool down as we head into tonight. Lows bottoming out in the 40s and low 50s. Kick off the day for your Tuesday. A high of 78 degrees for tomorrow, mostly sunny sky. We keep it a partly cloudy sky into your Wednesday with a high of 79. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I've been told once that I'm the most credentialed mold investigator in South Florida, which kind of makes me a nerd in this business. When your air conditioning guy is talking to you about mold, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just trying to sell you a solution that probably won't work. When you hear about ultraviolet lights and the duct cleaning, you're listening to somebody who has no idea how to solve a mold problem. If you want real answers and real solutions, give me a call at 239-482-1542 because I'm actually an expert and have the training and credentials to back it up. I won't sell snake oil solutions, and I'll tell you the truth. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949. Locally owned and operated.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
It's a new year, and for businesses, that means a new start. Whatever the year ahead holds, now Comcast Business is making it easy to get going with the Ready, Set, Save sale. Get started with fast and reliable internet and voice for $35 each a month when you buy both. And save with a 2-year price guarantee. Switching is easy with flexible installation times. And you'll also get backing from an expert team 24/7, so you can focus on planning the year ahead. Plus, for even more value, ask how to get free installation and 1 month free with a qualifying bundle. Get a great deal for your business with the Ready, Set, Save sale today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers only. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and autopay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. 1 month free and free installation offer ends 2/2022. Call or go online for details.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. It's Friday. Oaks Farm Seed to Table. We do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, SteeleS3 East. Thank you for watching, subscribing to the podcast. I don't have to tell you that CNN is a hot mess. I mean, I really don't have to tell you this. Maybe you do know it, maybe you don't know, but they are an absolute hot mess. I mean, where do you want to start from the beginning of the year all the way up until the new year? You've got Fredo, Chris Cuomo. They had to fire him because he was helping his brother in the defense of some sex allegations, and he faced allegations of harassment himself. And then you have some issues of producers with Jake Tapper and Chris Cuomo that involved some things that I don't even want to discuss, but let's just say they're pretty disgusting. And so then we come to this. A new year begins, and CNN does this New Year's Eve show, which has become a big, hot mess. Well, I'll play some of the audio to describe how it has been a hot mess. But how the great, the powerful have fallen. There was a time, a long, long time ago. This is for you kids. Joke. I was going to say Jake. And those of you that who in the past have been part of or have witnessed the woke. I'm sorry about that, Jake. I kind of crossed Jake and woke. And I came up with a joke. I apologize for that. That's a weird way to start off 2022. All right, so this is for the kids. Believe it or not, there was a time not too long ago where CNN was actually considered to be the place to go for news. They were actually very... it's hard to say with a straight face. Yeah, there was a time a long time ago where CNN was looked at as... Never mind, it's not there now. And it's a whole generation of individuals, maybe even two generations of individuals who had no idea that CNN used to be a reputable news organization. Many. I'm talking like Joe Biden was a child. There was horse-drawn carriages and that kind of thing. And you made your own butter at home. But anyway, I digress. So what happened on CNN? The mess yesterday. I guess this is the thing. They get drunk on the air. Is that what they do? They decide that it's New Year's Eve, and so let's throw all decorum out the window. I mean, not that they had any decorum before, but they throw everything out the window, whatever's left. And so they had one of these moments where CNN had a drunken moment of honesty. It's two of the hosts. Why am I missing Anderson Cooper? And I don't know who the other guy is. Who's the other guy? Oh gosh, what's his name? Andy something. Andy. Does it even matter? What is it? Andy Cohen. All right. So Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper together on the program, and in a drunken moment of coherence. Figure that one out. A drunken moment of coherence, a coherent thought. Andy Cohen says on the timing now, where once the ball drops, Bill de Blasio will no longer be the mayor of the city of New York. And he says...
Oh, please. Tell us something, Andy.
Watching Mayor de Blasio...
Oh, don't go on a rant.
Do his
don't go on a rant.
Victory lap dance.
Don't.
After 4 years of the crappiest term as the mayor of New York. The only thing that Democrats and Republicans can agree on is what a horrible mayor he has been.
Wow.
So, sayonara, sucker.
Wait. Sayonara, sucker. That is Andy Cohen, drunk CNN host, along with Anderson Cooper, having a moment of coherence, a coherent thought, and a big anti-Bill de Blasio rant Where have you been? Why is this something that you can only do when you're drunk? Why is it that you can't do this when you're not? When you actually have a moment of coherence? That you should be having the whole time, that you're only discovering now that the city of New York has been destroyed by the communist policies of one communist de Blasio. Now you speak up? It's the cowardice. There's so many things. It's the cowardice of the left when they'll wait until the very last minute when the ball is getting ready to drop, when everybody's getting ready to walk away from somebody. Then they're like, "Yeah, you're terrible. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna go with the new guy. You've been for the past years, we haven't said a whole lot, even though there's been draconian lockdowns and everything. But now we've decided that we hate you." Okay, kind of what the left does. But that's what you're going to do now? Oh, and by the way, there was some epic trolling that was going on. I can't really play the audio of the person who caught this, but there were more than a few people who were watching some of the I guess there's a Twitter feed at the bottom. They were throwing Twitter comments up on the screen, and many of them were, let's just put it this way. During the Chiron there in the live countdown to 2020, people were putting up random names, and CNN didn't pick up the names that they were putting over the screen. Let's just say Bart Simpson used to do this all the time. Jake the Millennial, you know what I'm talking about when I say Bart Simpson used to make up like the phone call game, like when you get on the phone and you say something like, do you have Prince Albert in a can? No? You do? Well, you better let him out. He can't breathe. You've never
a prank call?
Yeah, a prank call. But when you do a prank call, you do, or like, for example, when I use Bart Simpson, but we don't even have to go to Bart Simpson. You know what I'm talking about when you do the prank calls, or you call up some people were doing this with Let's Go Brandon, right? Where they were calling up different stores. They would call a Walmart or something like that, and they would say, "Hey, can you page somebody for me?" Yeah, what's his name? His name is Lesgo. Oh, Lesgo. And what's his last name? His last name is Brandon. Let's go Brandon. Okay. Let's go Brandon. You know, that kind of thing. Well, that's what they were doing on CNN through Twitter. But let's just put it this way. I can't really repeat a lot of them. They're a little risque. But they were putting up... like, CNN is so lost, so drunk, that they had no idea. Pretty much people were just trolling them live on the air. There you go. And some of them were epic. But, yeah, it's one of those things where CNN has taken that kind of mighty fall. But it doesn't matter. They're going to be fine. They continue to do and push what is their narrative, their wokeness. And what about the city of New York? How much better are they going to be in the future? Is there going to be an opportunity at all for the city of New York? Or no? If you're talking about getting better, how about some of the things that the mayor, Bill de Blasio, left behind? Now, the only reason why I bring this up, and let's remember something, I bring all of these things up that have to do with other places in the country, whether it's the city of New York, whether it's California, whether it's any place in the country. Why do we talk about these things if we're here in Florida? Because you have to remember that the policies that are being pushed by these major metropolitan cities, these blue mayors, blue cities, blue states, are exactly the kind of policies that people in the state of Florida that are Democrats want to push here in the state. Make no mistake about it. There is no doubt when I tell you this. Listen, you could take this to the bank, everybody. If you're a Democrat listening to the sound of my voice, you better believe that your party would love nothing more than to bring down, to get on a plane, or get in a car and travel cross country and get to this state and move into the state of Florida and enjoy everything that we have to offer right now, while bringing their politics with them and trying to change this state politically into what New York is right now and California is right now. That's what they want to do. That's what your party wants to do. So if you're hearing some of the things that I am describing and saying, this is an outrage, I don't want this in the state, maybe you better check that party affiliation that you have. Or where you for example, let me give you this example here. The New York Post had a story over the weekend, and I don't even think it's hard to believe. Is it possible that there's race-based politics that's going on when it comes to COVID testing? Are New York City officials rationing COVID tests by race? Hot Air had this story. The city of New York and now defunct administration of Bill de Blasio might have to answer to the former what's going on with the race-based politics that they have there in the city. But now, according to the New York Post, there is something very disturbing. New York City health officials have been using race to help decide how to allocate precious coronavirus testing resources, leaked emails from the agency show. In a conversation with representatives from the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, City Councilman Joe Borelli's office said constituents on Staten Island's South Shore were having trouble getting tested at city facilities. Quote, our office has been receiving calls regarding the mobile New York City H+H testing sites such as this area. It appears many are waiting with delays, being turned away after hours. The agency responded the same day and informed the health department there that they would prioritize neighborhoods flagged by the city's task force on racial inclusion and equity. Racial inclusion and equity, everybody. Racial inclusion and equity. Wait. So many questions. I got a question. Number one. So a social policy board, the Task Force on Racial Inclusion and Equity, they get to tell the public health department what to do during a pandemic that is going on through the entire city. Again, for those that want to go after Governor DeSantis, Death Santis, this is a horrible state to be, unless, of course, you're AOC, then you're here, which is a really weird thing to say. But we'll get to that in just a second. Yeah, AOC all over South Florida. So you have more cases, rampant cases right now, raging across New York City and New York State, more than we have here in the state of Florida. And your medical decisions now, your decisions on what you believe to be the way to tackle what is going on with a spike in cases, is to now take those decisions and ration them to certain places that you believe are racially inclusive and equitable? That's exactly what's going on. The task force said that neighborhoods were picked based on their analysis of, quote, health status, living conditions, social inequities, occupation, and COVID-19 wave 1 impact, though the methodology had never been released. What's epidemiological science based on, quote unquote, social inequities? What does that look like? So the governor in the state, the mayor, the office of the mayor, who is no longer there, de Blasio, but it remains to be seen whether the new mayor will continue this policy, is going to now, instead of looking at the crisis that is cases and look to every place that it can, find out where the hot spots are, regardless of race, and to figure out what the cases look like in areas across the state of New York, they've decided to ration these out based on social inequities. According to the New York Post, that's exactly what they're doing. And a lot of people have questions. How could you possibly do this? How could you say you're about science, data, and the health and well-being of the public when you're prepared to ration based on race? How is this even possible? And again, if you're appalled by this, as a Democrat in the state or here listening to the sound of my voice, then ask yourself, why would you subject yourself or back a political party that feels like this is the way to go? Well, that's not happening here in the state of Florida. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. You don't hear that at all, do you? You never hear that in the state of Florida. No, nobody's even talking about that. But that has nothing to do with public health. Really? Are you sure about that? Are you sure there's not certain individuals who believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion and what that means to them and could take that and equate that with public health in the state of Florida if given the opportunity? I don't know, Nikki Fried comes to mind. You don't think that Nikki Fried would do that as governor of the state of Florida? You don't think that she would put policies in place like that? Really? You know the answer. You know what the facts are. And you should be disturbed. But if you are a progressive, a liberal, a Democrat in this state or in this country, you're not. You think that this sounds right to you, along with a lot of other things that have come up recently when it comes to issues of how we are tackling public health in this country. We're going to get to some more of those stories coming up. 239-479-5592, including, again, now the suspension of a Republican from Twitter. Why is this such a big deal, and why should you care about this? Well, the reasons are obvious. We're going to get to that coming up this morning. It's like January 6th every day. That's what the New York Times says. January 6th every day. Every day is January 6th now? How Democrats now have figured out a new attack on anyone who supports the former president, Donald Trump, if he's planning on running in 2024. The latest attacks on the way we'll discuss coming up. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Please subscribe to our channel on Rumble. We do appreciate you doing that. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix, long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
The new year means new opportunity to save money on your insurance.
Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the perfect time to take a look at your plans for the year ahead. If you're considering a move, getting a new car, have new drivers hitting the road, or just want to reevaluate your coverage and costs, give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage.
Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda.
Hey, it's Drew Steele here with my good friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And I'm hearing some sounds, Dave. I'm hearing some sounds back there. What's going on?
What is that beeping sound?
Bella, that's the Cortec truck backing up. This is a special truck.
Why is it so special?
Because it's the millionth square foot of Cortec we bought this year is on that truck.
Oh, that makes sense. Why do you buy so much Cortec?
Because we sell a lot of Cortec.
Oh, Papa, that makes sense.
Dave, hold on. 1 million square feet of Cortec. How in the world do you do that?
Well, we got to sell a lot, and we buy a lot, and Cortec is a great product. It's our #1 seller.
You got to visit the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples next to Costco on Naples Boulevard, or you can visit them at floormeisters.com. And you got to say hi to Bella.
Hi. Merry Christmas.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career, including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East, would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Will the CDC revise its COVID guidance again? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Just days ago, it reduced quarantine time to 5 days for infected people who don't have any symptoms.
There has been some concern about why we don't ask people at that 5-day period to get tested.
Biden COVID advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci tells ABC's This Week that's being considered.
I think we're going to be hearing more about that in the next day or so from the CDC.
This is the Biden administration works on making available more at-home test kits while COVID surges to record levels. The 2.8 million infections last week in the U.S., by far the most ever, leaping past the prior high in a week a year ago of 1.7 million. But there are less than half the deaths now compared to then. COVID still making it a turbulent time for airlines. Fox's Tanya J. Powers following this live.
Dave, the busiest part of the holiday travel period may be over, but that does not mean everyone who flew to their destinations has made it back home on time. Flight tracker FlightAware says more than 15,000 flights have been canceled since Christmas Eve, with the latest batch affecting today's travel. Nearly 2,700 Sunday flights were canceled into and out of the U.S., on top of roughly the same number that were canceled on Saturday. More than 1,700 flights for today have been canceled thanks to an East Coast storm. Wintry weather is also being blamed for hundreds of flight cancellations to Chicago and Denver. Dave.
And Tony, there's been snow from Alabama to Tennessee last night, forecast up to southern New Jersey. They keep searching for two people still missing in the charred remnants of burned out homes and cars in Colorado from last week's wildfire that scorched nearly 1,000 houses between Boulder and Denver.
Nothing can be harder, losing everything you have, not just a house, but a home. And what comes next for you, for your family.
Governor Jared Polis, a third person who was missing, has been found alive. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
A wet start to the Monday morning drive, and now we're dealing with a crash heading through North Fort Myers at Cleveland Avenue 41 and Hancock Bridge Parkway. Deputies on their way to that crash scene, so watch out for some activity. and just take it slow nearby. Also in Lehigh, we have a crash at Curtis Avenue South and 8th Street Southwest. That's been called a hit and run. No word on any roadblock. Collier County roads crash and incident free for the time being and dry right now while we are dealing with very wet conditions across Lee County and Charlotte County to start out the day. So take it slow. Be extra cautious out there. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the fast-moving line of showers tracks the south and east of us throughout this morning, we'll be looking at a drop in humidity and temperatures behind a cold front set to clear our area. We'll also see a decrease in cloud cover with sunshine returning later this afternoon, but it will be breezy as winds continue out of the north and west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. We could see some gusts between 20 to 30 miles per hour across the area. Look for a cooler day today, a high of 72 degrees. We really start to feel that cool down as we head into tonight. Lows bottoming out in the 40s and low 50s. Kick off the day for your Tuesday. A high of 78 degrees for tomorrow, mostly sunny sky. We keep it a partly cloudy sky into your Wednesday with the high of 79. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Find conservative sanity and Sean Hannity at rightallalong.net. 92.5 Fox News is streaming live around the clock.
Did you know that if you have $600 or more in the bank, President Biden wants to check your account? Ty Lassiter of Key City Capital here to tell you why. In an unprecedented move, President Biden's administration wants to have access to all Americans' bank accounts with over $600 to keep an eye on things so that we can be safe. At Key City Capital, we are committed to protecting and growing our clients' wealth regardless of what this president does. Our track record of double-digit returns and tax mitigation has truly been life-changing for our clients.
Call Key City Capital today for your free tax and wealth analysis appointment at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table, we do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. Call today for a free consultation. Discounts for all military and first responders. Also, if you support Biden, don't blink and call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
It's Rockstar Harley's pre-owned red tag sale this week. Hundreds of Harleys tagged with liquidation pricing. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, 100% of applications accepted. Save thousands this week. Only at Rockstar Harley's pre-owned red tag sale. Ends this Sunday.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Want to go outside for some fresh air?
Yeah, kind of stale in here.
The opposite of fresh.
Did some reading on indoor air quality. I think with all the pollution outside, you'd be safe indoors, right?
You'd think.
Not even close. Dust, pollen, mold, weird smells.
That's not good.
We basically live in a toxic waste dome.
Dave.
Trying to live healthy, and I'm just taking all the pollution from outside and pumping it directly into my house.
Dave.
Oh, we're filtering the air, all right. Only we're using my family's lungs to do it.
Dave, so what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, I make one call, an air quality expert comes out to take all that nasty stuff out of the air so we're breathing easy again.
That's best?
Yeah, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They always have 4 trucks standing by ready to help with your indoor air quality.
Seriously?
You can actually smell the difference.
Wow, harsh, but fair.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Indoor air quality, it really is a thing.
It's a good thing.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. Thank you for watching, subscribing to the podcast, and subscribing to our channel on Rumble. We appreciate that very much. All right, so in just a little bit, AOC's partying it up maskless at a crowded drag brunch in Miami, but nothing to see here. Everything is fine. It's all because you Republicans are all sexually frustrated because you want to date her. No, I'm not kidding. That's her answer. A little strange, a little odd, but hey, listen, that's what it is. So, let's just put that one aside. We'll get to that coming up in just a little bit. Plus, you may be surprised to find out who I guess the news press put out an article there in their paper, the website, describing who they believe to be the leader in the state of Florida, walking the walk on the environment. Walking the walk on the environment. Who do you think the news press here in Southwest Florida would like to let everybody know is walking the walk on the environment? I'll give you a hint. It's not Ron DeSantis. Really? It's not? I know, you're shocked. This is I know. I don't have the music to play. It's like no. It's more dramatic than that. But yeah, I know. It's nothing to be shocked about. But wait till you hear who it is and then how they describe it at the news press. Pretty interesting stuff. So we'll get to that coming up in just a bit. All right, a couple of things that I wanted to touch on this morning. The tech crush continues. The tech crush continues, crushing voices that they don't want being heard, apparently, for interesting reasons. Why would Twitter announce on Sunday that the personal account for Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene had been permanently suspended because she had repeated violations of the social media's platform policy on COVID-19 vaccination misinformation? And they've permanently suspended her now. And there's a lot to question about this. Georgia Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene, 465,000 follower personal Twitter account. The one she used to say lots of false things, has been permanently banned from Twitter. This is a CNN fact checker. So you've got CNN fact checkers, you have Twitter fact checkers, you have all kinds of fact checkers who really aren't fact checkers. They are fact checkers of what they believe to be their truth, not the truth. Big difference. But that's what we have going on right now. And so her voice is silenced when she said things like, quote, Maxine Waters can go on the streets, threaten violence on Twitter. Kamala and Elon can bail out Black Lives Matter terrorists on Twitter. CNN and the rest of the Democrat propaganda media can spread Russia collusion lies. I can't see the rest of it now. My computer just stopped. What happened there? I don't know, Mike. Oh, there it is. Okay. And the rest of the Democrat propaganda machine could just spread Russia collusion lies. And just yesterday, the chief spokesman for terrorist IRGC can tweet morning Soleimani, but I get suspended for tweeting VAERS statistics. So she put out VAERS statistics on what has been happening with the vid. And because she put out stats that she read about, that she had to be taken off the website, off of the social media site. And again, a lot of questions remain, like why her voice and not others. And listen, there's going to be a lot of this that's going on. There's going to be, and we'll get into more detail on exactly what happened with her. But there's a lot of little stories that are out right now that are going to, you're going to hear a lot about today during the rest of the day here on 92.5 Fox News with a lot of different hosts who are going to be bringing up things that have to do with January 6th. The media spent the weekend reminiscing, remembering a year ago or two. Yeah, January 6th. That's right. Every day is January 6th now. The New York Times editorial board ridiculously claiming that this is the case. And they had this op-ed. And a year after the smoke and broken glass, the mock gallows, and the very real bloodshed of that awful day. The very real bloodshed? Whose bloodshed were we talking? Ashley Babbitt? Okay. Anyway, it's tempting to look back and imagine that we can, in fact, simply look back. To imagine what happened January 6th, 2021, a deadly riot at the seat of American government incited by a defeated president amid a last-ditch effort to thwart the transfer of power. Do I need to go on? It didn't get any better. talking about the Trump presidency, this is an understandable impulse. After 4 years of chaos, cruelty, and incompetence culminating in a pandemic and the once unthinkable trauma of January 6th, most Americans were desperate for some peace and quiet. The chaos, cruelty, and incompetence? And so the continued talk of January 6th. I say this because I just want people to be aware that when you have a feckless president like we have right now in the White House.
Hey, Esther.
When you have a feckless president that is doing all the things that it is doing right now, a White House that is now overseeing and has everything to do with how our school kids now will be going back to school and in what environment, not in the state of Florida, but in other places around the country, the conditions that they're going to be going back to school in with a virus that we know a whole lot about and protections that we know a whole lot about as well, how to protect our kids in schools and whether or not being in school is the best place for a child to be or not. And now you're going to have bureaucrats and some activists that are going to make those decisions, again, hurting kids all across the country. Policies that have caused the inflation that we see right now, the issues of supply chain and the issues of a lot of unanswered questions, including, are we allowed to ask this? Thousands of votes cast by foreigners in Texas's 2020 presidential election, an audit found. Cheryl Atkinson had this story. Hey, are we allowed to ask? Despite large numbers of voting irregularities and potential illegality, such as more than 11,000 non-citizens as being registered to vote in several Texas counties, the mantra seems to be the same. Rather than the outrage at the unacceptable level of voting problems, 11,000 in the state of Texas, the common response is, it wasn't going to make a difference. What difference does it make? It wouldn't have made a difference in the... No, we have a problem with that, but we're not allowed to talk about it. With all of these things that are going on, that continue to happen, the Democrats have one play and one big play, and their big play is to do anything and everything that they can to make sure that in 22 there are going to be rough elections across the country, that January 6th is going to be the way that they are going to put on display across the country congressmen and congresswomen that are going to be running for re-election across the country that are going to be attached in some way, shape, or form because they will make them attached to January 6th, whether it is heard it from a friend, heard it from a friend you've been messing around, if it's an REO Speedwagon thing, if it's something that Mark Meadows has communications and that have been given over to the committees that are there looking into January 6th, these January 6th committees now that see names that are attached like Jim Jordan and others, that soon that they will start to go after them because remember, you see, these are little bits and pieces. It's not just about Donald Trump. I mean, that's the end all be all, and we'll get to that in just a second. But that's how you're going to attack 22 and 24 if you're a Democrat, not by showing us how you're going to get everything back on track. Not how you're going to show us how you're going to stop inflation from running rampant. Not how you're going to stop what is happening with gasoline prices, the issues of jobs and who's working and who's not working and why people are sitting on the sidelines. How you're going to continue to now hint that there is only certain things that we can do when it comes to voting. And we've got to have voting rights legislation out there that is going to do things like make it so that you cannot by law show photo ID to vote. And some other things that we talked about last week. But January 6th is going to be their big push, their big way that they're going to chip away at not only 22, but 24. And Liz Cheney all but let it out and gave the game away when she said it herself. And I don't have the audio of the actual interview on Face the Nation, but she did an interview over the weekend. Margaret Brennan asked Cheney about running again in Wyoming. And she asked her, listen, we know the former president, meaning Donald Trump, endorsed your primary opponent. He promised to help campaign against you. You have one of the biggest donors, Peter Thiel, a billionaire, throwing money behind your primary opponent. This is a direct challenge. Given how red your state is, how do you expect to win that primary? And what's her answer, everybody? Her answer is going to Donald Trump and saying, quote, "This is a man who is simply too dangerous ever to play a role again in our democracy. I look forward to the opportunity to continue to help the American people see the facts about what happened and continue to make the case at home about the kind of representation that we need in Washington for the people of Wyoming." And then ask her about if she plans on running in 24. She kind of vaguely said a few things, but she did say, "I can tell you that the single most," this is Liz Cheney. Remember, we're talking about the January 6th committee. We're talking about how far they're willing to go to chip away at people like Jim Jordan and Donald Trump and anybody in the Trump orbit, and by default, Ron DeSantis and others. Remember, she says, quote, "I can tell you that the single most important thing, though, is to ensure that Donald Trump is not the Republican nominee and that he certainly is not anywhere close to the Oval Office ever again." How much more clear could it be to anybody what the January 6th committee is all about? That's it. That's what it is. In any way, shape, or form, that's what they're going to do. To damage the former president if he decides to run in 24, to damage anybody in the Trump orbit, that's their plan. It's not about fixing anything. It's not about having better policies. It's about destroying anyone that's in the Trump orbit and making them look like the evil and the worst thing possible for the country, when in no way, shape, or form giving us the answers to the problems that they've created, which they won't do. Now, again, the American people are going to have plenty of time and will have their voices heard. And I think certainly 22 is going to be a big year for Republicans. How big a year will it be? Well, it's going to decide a lot on what we do here in Southwest Florida, how we get out, how we campaign for certain individuals, how we vet certain individuals, especially local. We got to get back to that. School boards, the issues of schools is not over. We've got stories that we're going to be talking about this morning about getting kids back to school, and even some of the comments by Dr. Fauci we're going to get to in just a second. How maybe they're kind of coming around when it comes to the thinking that conservatives have had about COVID for the longest time. But look, they're not going away, and they're going to continue to push January 6th and make it seem like every day is January 6th. The New York Times literally said it. Not figuratively, literally. Every day is January 6th now. Every day. And now you see why. When you're a party that can only win by trying to destroy others and not giving the answers yourself, that's a problem. And and Republicans, this is a very valuable lesson for you, especially locally. The lesson is you got to do better as well. It's not just about Democrats. You can't come along and expect that people are just going to vote for you because you have an R after your name. Because you will be vetted. We'll find out all about you. And all Republicans across the board, not just locally, state, and nationwide, even running for federal office, running for president, yeah, you're going to have to show us. You're going to have to show that if you get power back in 22, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do to start to make that change in the country that Democrats won't? 239-479-5592. All right, when we come back, a little bit more on the AOC partying it up maskless in Florida. Why is she doing that? I thought this was a horrible place to be. You got to get your story straight, but that's what Democrats do, and especially AOC and her like. So we'll talk about that. Also, like we mentioned a little earlier, the questions about school, the National Educators United, which is this advocacy group for teachers. Well, they've got a demand. What do you suppose the demand is when it comes to school and opening schools? And where do you think they're going with this? You can only imagine. That's coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Do you really want to go through another year with that awful joint pain? Listen, don't do it. Resolve right now to get yourself moving again for 2022. Hey, it's Drew Steele. It's time to call QC Kinetics. Non-surgical regenerative treatments for joint pain. We're talking lasting results using natural biologics. No surgery, no pain meds, no steroids, and no downtime. This is really exciting stuff. Regenerative, restorative treatments that actually encourage your body to heal itself using highly concentrated natural biologics. Patients rave about it for hip pain relief, knee pain relief, shoulder and back pain relief. Look, don't let them keep giving you steroids. And don't let them tell you surgery is your only option. Get a free second opinion at QC Kinetics. Do it now. And imagine life in 22 without pain. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics now. 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Looking for the perfect floor in a style all your own? Do yourself a favor and simplify the process with a visit to KC Marble and Tile in Naples. Their team of flooring experts have worked on some of Naples' finest homes and condominiums, and they're sure to have the perfect solution for your flooring questions. Practical and beautiful porcelain tile in hundreds of colors, sizes, and shapes. Flawless marble to make every step unique and beautifully radiant. The finest in hardwood flooring for timeless elegance. And new luxury vinyl plank floors that can take even the harshest punishment from kids and pets. Let KC Marble and Tile create warm and inviting spaces for you in a single room or throughout your home to meet your needs and reflect your tastes and style. KC Marble and Tile's prestigious Naples showroom offers the highest quality brand name flooring and styles in the industry. KC Marble and Tile, a step above the rest. Find them online at kcmarbletiles.com.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele S3Es. Thank you for watching, subscribing to the podcast, and subscribing to the show. You can watch there on our Rumble channel. Just go to the search bar, type in Drew Steele. You'll find us. All right, I was talking about this earlier, Jake. We talked a little earlier. We started the program, and the first thing that Jake said was that he was upset about Betty White. I guess the news of Betty White passing on Friday, just 2 weeks before her 100th birthday. And I was just going to say that it's funny that you brought that up, Jake. Did you know a lot about Betty White? Like, what was your experience? But your Betty White experience was what?
It's a good question. Very good question.
But you knew who she was, right?
That's about as far as it went.
I thought it was well, it was just weird that that's the first thing you brought up. I was like, everybody's talking about Betty White. I just think it's weird that they had a Betty White 100 Years Young tribute that they were getting ready to do, and I guess they're going to run it anyway. Should they run that or not? I guess... I don't know.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darter Group at dartergroup.com to learn more about their guaranteed offer. Find out if you could receive an offer on your home in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. Don't delay. Go to dartergroup.com. That's dartergroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. And today we're going to talk about hormones. Lots of people are dealing with hormone issues. The fact that they're not balanced, maybe you have low testosterone, you have estrogen issues, you have weight loss issues, you have libido issues, and chiropractic actually can help rebalance your hormones. How does that happen? When we talk about hormone imbalance, a lot of times it's a difference between your sympathetic fight or flight part of your nervous system and your parasympathetic rest and digest part of your nervous system. And when you get adjusted, that actually helps rebalance your fight or flight with your rest and digest. And when you have hormone issues, again, usually it's because your fight or flight is out of sync with your rest and digest. By getting adjusted, you can rebalance those. If that's you, call us at 239-628-4899. And always remember, your power is on.
Hi, I'm Soren Christensen with Advanced Wealth Advisors. Are you worried about higher taxes now and in the future? Are you looking for opportunities to reduce your taxes and increase your income? I'm a certified financial planner professional with training in investment, retirement, and tax planning. I'll work with you to ensure your financial plan is maximizing all tax reduction opportunities. Visit awadvisors.com to request a consultation and to see the Advanced Wealth Advisors difference. That's awadvisors.com.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. You know, when I was a kid, you could drive a go-kart down Cypress Lake Drive and never pass a car. Now, I can't even see the sidewalk from the traffic. Southwest Florida has really grown, and the choice for air conditioning contractors has grown with it. When you're looking for a contractor, find a local family-owned business with the owner as the license holder. Use only companies with NATE certified mechanics, the only true certification in this business. Use families that invest locally and not conglomerates owned by some foreign international company. In other words, use Kobe Cooling. Call us at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949, locally owned and operated.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. COVID cases, according to the most recent weekly numbers, shatter a new record. This is new CDC guidance, stirs up controversy. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's recent cut of quarantine to 5 days if asymptomatic has forced consideration of added testing to ensure there is no spread. Fox's Gernal Scott. Dr. Anthony Fauci on ABC's This Week.
The CDC is very well aware that there has been some pushback about that. Looking at it again, there may be an option in that testing could be a part of that.
Dr. Fauci says we will likely know if that testing stipulation will be added in the coming days from the CDC. And President Biden meets virtually with independent farmers and ranchers today to talk about reducing food prices. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Keeping an eye on a crash right now on 41 southbound, blocking a left lane heading through Sanibel Boulevard and San Carlos Parks. Watch for a lot of flashing lights out there. In Lehigh Acres, a crash on Homestead Road North and Plaza Drive, causing some slight slowdowns. We're seeing a few emergency units on scene.
Also in Lehigh, a hit-and-run crash with injuries at Curtis Avenue South and 8th Street Southwest, just to the east of Gunnery, south of Lee Boulevard. Also keeping an eye on a crash, slowing down traffic a little bit on 481 at College Parkway in South Fort Myers, and another in North Fort Myers at North Cleveland Avenue and Hancock Bridge Parkway. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
As the fast-moving line of showers tracks the south and east of us throughout this morning, we'll be looking at a drop in humidity and temperatures behind a cold front set to clear our area. We'll also see a decrease in cloud cover with sunshine returning later this afternoon, but it will be breezy as winds continue out of the north and west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. We could see some gusts between 20 to 30 miles per hour across the area. Look for a cooler day today, a high of 72 degrees. We really start to feel that cool down as we head into tonight. Lows bottoming out in the 40s and low 50s. Kick off the day for your Tuesday. A high of 78 degrees for tomorrow, mostly sunny sky. We keep it a partly cloudy sky into your Wednesday with a high of 79. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
National Exterminators Theater presents The Godfather's Christmas Carol.
Wait, what's that? I must be dreaming.
Yeah, you're not dreaming, wise guy. It's me, Rats of the Rat.
I thought I whacked you a whiles back.
Yeah, I'm a ghost. Here to warn you and the boys at National Exterminators about some special visitors tonight.
Great, now I may never get back to sleep.
Yeah, and what about me, Bugsy the Roach, the pest of Christmas past? Yeah, I'm gonna haunt you and the boys that rubbed me out too.
And remember us? The Anthill Mob. We're the ghosts of pests in the present. We'll be all over if you don't hire an exterminator.
And me, Godfather, Tony the Termite, the ghost of pests to come. I'm gonna chew up the place because you didn't hire National Exterminators.
I know this movie. It's just like A Christmas Carol. This can't be true, because when me and the boys at National Exterminators rub you out, you stay out.
Your Christmas Carol doesn't have to be a nightmare. Call the boys at National Exterminators at 46 No Bug. That's 46 No Bug. And from the gang at National Exterminators, Merry Christmas.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
That's you, looking at your garage door. Seriously? We get as far as the door and you're already disappointed? Squeaks like crazy, jams up half the time, grumpy old motor and chain and tracks. But hey, look on the bright side, it's also ugly. You know we make them better now, right? Like everything else in your house? You got a new car and a big new TV, a new smartwatch that talks to your new smartphone. But your garage door, oh, you just let that cranky old thing keep beating itself to death every single morning. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Modern DC motors that are way quieter than that squeaky old AC motor that can barely do its one job. Quiet belt drives instead of that clanky old chain. Your garage can be something you're actually proud of. Like, hey, check out my new garage. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it right. I promise, I won't answer the phone myself.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
The new year means new opportunity to save money on your insurance.
Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the perfect time to take a look at your plans for the year ahead. If you're considering a move, getting a new car, have new drivers hitting the road, or just want to reevaluate your coverage and costs, give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage.
Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, coming up in about, 10 more minutes or so, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. It is the first, Jake. It is the first, excuse me, it's the first Drew's College of 2022. How exciting is that? Nothing for me. Nothing about the excitement. Okay, anyway, so the first 2022 Drew's College installment will be happening in about 10 more minutes. Jake's so excited, he's speechless. He's probably choking. You're not choking on a Slim Jim or anything like that. You're okay in the studio? Everything is fine? You're all right there?
I was actually chewing a Slim Jim.
Well, you actually... That's how well I know you. I knew it. I said to myself... The reason why he's not talking is because he's chewing on another Slim Jim, is what it is. You know, it is the staple in the Jake Millennial household. It's candy corn, Slim Jims, and frozen White Castles. All right, so we'll get to that coming up in just a little bit. Look, entering the new year, we're starting fresh, right? I mean, how many of you said, you know, this is going to be new for us? This is going to be a new year. We're going to start fresh. We're going to throw out all those old deals. Maybe you're going to do something different, like you're going to stop going on TikTok or going on social media sites. You're going to kind of pull away from that a little bit. Some of you just want to make a new start with friends and family. Some of you, maybe you're going to go on to a diet of some kind. Maybe it's the diet. It's the Jake the Millennial diet of frozen White Castle, Slim Jims, and candy corn. We don't know. It could be any one of those things. But the good news is at least we're not starting 2022 with any kind of ridiculous woke news stories, because we kind of want to get away from that a little bit, and we don't want to have to... Oh, wait, this just presented to me. Hey, we got a Butte. Did you know that there's a transphobic baby out there? Oh, yeah. So we start 2022, everybody, with a transphobic baby. A viral video on TikTok. Yes, TikTok, where the Chinese Communist Party is sitting going, you guys are... You're kidding, right? You're the biggest threat to us in the world? This is funny. In a viral video that spread across Twitter, a transgender TikTok user accuses a baby of being transphobic, even causing the baby to cry at one point. No, I'm not kidding. It's
I've talked about the transphobic baby at work before. I went in a room with him today, and I had my wig on, which I took off now because it's like 9 o'clock at night. He didn't cry, and he was like babbling at me, and I had to look at him and like, do you like me now because we've had a moment, or do you like me now because I have long hair and look more feminine, because then you're more transphobic? And then he started to cry, so that was my answer.
That's allegedly a preschool teacher there, and a lot of people are defending her, accusing this baby of being transphobic. It's 2022, everybody, because we're not going to, let's move on, all right? Nothing to see here. This is just it's nice to know that sometimes things from 2021, not everything was bad. Things get transferred over. This is bad, and we could have kept it in 21, but no, we have a baby who's transphobic. Is there anything else to start the year off? I mean, we had a lot of odd things going on in the NFL. I guess there was one player who decided that he was going to, quit? Antonio Brown, from the Bucs, decided that in the middle of the game against the Jets that he just, while the game is still being played, he takes off his jersey and everything and just kind of walks out of the stadium. He's no longer a Buck, from what I understand. But that was weird enough. The NFL has some strange moments. Sports has some strange moments. We come to find out that the Brandon Brown, the reason why we have the Let's Go Brandon chants and shirts and everything else, is now has a Let's Go Brandon coin that is going to be his sponsor for the 2022 NASCAR season. Although NASCAR said, yeah, we're not sure whether or not we're going to let him do that. That's kind of interesting. So NASCAR is saying, yeah, we know Brandon Brown wants to be in a NASCAR car that's going to be, it says LGBcoin.io. It's got they're the lead sponsor for the driver. Bubba Wallace was he had Black Lives Matter right on his car. That was fine for NASCAR. Everything's cool there. Even though there was that whole situation with what happened in the garage and in the news. There really wasn't a news, but anyway, I digress. So NASCAR is not sure whether or not they're going to let Brandon Brown in 22 have his NASCAR being sponsored by Let's Go Brandon the coin. That's the crypto coin. But anyway, so it gets a little strange in the world of sports. The Tournament of Roses parade is one that is been a big start for many throughout the years. These are the ones you see at the beginning of the year, the Tournament of Roses parade, right? They have the Rose Bowl, right? It's kind of the affirmation of a brand new year beginning. And there were very, very strange floats that were out there this year. As Thomas Leifson at American Thinker was pointing out, a horrifying dystopian vision on an award-winning float yesterday. The AIDS Healthcare Foundation sponsored a float titled, quote, Vaccinate the World, in 2 places, featuring a robot that apparently would vaccinate everybody with no human involvement needed. It was even the winner of the Queen Award for Most Outstanding Presentation of roses. Is that right?
You know, Hannah, some rose parade floats exist only to entertain or be admired for their ingenuity and beauty, but other rose parade floats slip important messages amongst the flowers.
Okay, so there's an important message here amongst the flowers. This was from the AIDS Healthcare Foundation. AIDS Healthcare Foundation. And what did they say?
And the seeds. And the AIDS Healthcare Foundation's float is using this futuristic landscape to encourage equity in global vaccination.
Equity and global vaccination. Equity and global vaccination.
Treatments for COVID-19. The robot nurse ready to administer vaccines, and she gets her orange color from dehydrated carrots and orange lentils.
Oh. All right. So there you go. So it's a robot to vaccinate everybody. Equity in vaccinations. We're back to that diversity, equity, and inclusion thing, and that has made its way into 2022. So we have a little bit of that. It's kind of 239-479-5592. But as we enter 22, I think one thing that we do have now is we certainly have definitive information from King Fauci. Fauci, whatever he says, it really goes because he is science. And if you question Fauci, you question science. Not my words, his words. And so Fauci had a couple of things to say recently. It is interesting how we come into 22 and some of the things that we're hearing about. One of them was the question about the vaccinated and boosted people. Hey, you guys allowed to be in restaurants, State of the Union over the weekend? And this was some of what was being asked. Do we have this audio? Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, here you go.
How should vaccinated and boosted people behave? Can they go into a restaurant, eat safely indoors right now?
How should they behave? How should vaccinated and boosted people behave if you're going into restaurants? I got it. Here's an idea. Behave like a person. Just go in it. Okay. Anyway, so what does he say? It's a yeah.
You know, when you're having such I call it a tsunami of infections, Dana, we are seeing people who are vaccinated and boosted who are getting breakthrough infections. So when you're in a situation where you have so many infections going out, the thing that you want to say is that if you want to do things like that.
So if you want to do things like that, like go to a restaurant. So if you want to do things like that, like go to a restaurant.
Better do them in a setting where you know the people around you are vaccinated.
So you want to do it in a setting where you know the people around you are vaccinated. So you have two choices. Either you're only allowed to be in a restaurant if you're vaccinated and you have proof, a vaccination passport. or you have to walk into the room and say, "Hey, is everybody vaccinated here? Because I don't want to eat with you. Are you unvaccinated? Yeah, you're unwashed. I'm not really sure. But, hey, is everybody? How you guys doing? Yeah. Is that? So there you go. You can eat in a restaurant as long as you know everybody else in that restaurant's vaccinated. And gosh, how do you do that? Well, you're gonna have to have a passport. I know there are people that are laughing like, yeah, no, it's not. We're in Florida. Yeah. Remember how it's really, as the president said, it's really about the states and they're the ones that are going to have to figure all this out. The federal government, we're not the ones that are going to be able to figure out what to do when it comes to COVID and moving forward. We got to have the states involved and come on. And yeah, so we've already shown how to do things, even when it comes to schools, which, by the way, did Fauci admit that child COVID hospitalization numbers are overblown? Did he say that?
The other important thing is that if you look at the children who are hospitalized, many of them are hospitalized with COVID as opposed to because of COVID. And what we mean by that, if a child goes in the hospital, they automatically get tested for COVID and they get counted as a COVID hospitalized individual.
Huh. Is that right? This is recent. This isn't old. This is brand new what we got here.
When in fact they may go in for a broken leg or appendicitis or something like that. So it's overcounting the number of children who are, quote, hospitalized with COVID as opposed to because of COVID.
Hey, that's a news story, isn't it? Shouldn't we have more people hearing about this? There is something to be said about, and I don't know if you witnessed this over your holiday vacation, holiday weekend, holiday weeks that we've led up to this moment in time, but how many of you have talked to friends and relatives who do not stop talking about things that were said about COVID, vaccines, vaccinations, therapies, monoclonals, that is news from a year ago and will not let it go? With all the information that we have now, with even Fauci talking about admitting that child COVID hospitalization numbers are overblown and that it's about children with COVID as opposed to being in the hospital because of COVID, how we have all of this out there, and how you still have people that are friends of yours and family members that are convinced that doesn't exist. Like, they are never going to let go what was told to them a year ago, even though that information was either wrong or updated recently, because that's what science does. Things change. And when it changes, so should your outlook. So should the things that you do to try to get people healthy once again. Fauci is saying that the CDC may update new quarantine guidance against, again, due to criticism. What criticism? What are we talking about? He said the CDC is reconsidering this recent guideline for asymptomatic people. You know, the guidelines of, hey, listen, if you're asymptomatic, then instead of quarantining for 10 days, as has been the standard during the pandemic, people infected with COVID were told that they could reduce their isolation to 5 days as long as their symptoms were, quote unquote, resolving. I don't know how you figure that out, but that's what they're saying. By day 6, they're free to be around others, providing that they mask up. Conveniently missing for the guidance was any requirement that they test negative before emerging from isolation, which meant, well, does that mean millions of still contagious Americans are going to be out there? Well, no, that's not. But here's what Dr. Fauci says.
George, the idea of if a person is without symptoms and infected, that they need to be isolated for 5 days. Normally, that would be 10 days. The CDC decided that they would cut that down to 5 days if the person remains asymptomatic, so long as when they do go out in the second 5 days of that 10-day period, back to work or back into society, that they diligently wear a mask. You're right, there has been some concern about why we don't ask people at that 5-day period to get tested. That is something that is now under consideration. The CDC is very well aware that there has been some pushback.
Wait. That there's been some pushback? The CDC is aware that there's been pushback. Well, wait a minute. Who cares? Is it true or not? Are we working with science and data, numbers, or are we not? Because people are pushing back on that, then you're going to change? Who does that? How is that even possible? And the reason why we bring this up is because how many people are convinced that what they were told a year ago is, and it does not change, and science doesn't change, and anything doesn't change, and if Fauci says it, it's science, so it doesn't change. But then when he's saying that there's been pushback at the CDC because of these recommendations, well, either he's right, the recommendations are right because the science dictates it's right, or it's not. We'll talk about this more coming up. I'm looking at the time, and we got to take a break. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Listen, it's the first Drew's College of the year, so we got to do it right now. We'll take caller number 9, and we've got for you, just for playing Drew's College of Political Knowledge, we've got a gift certificate, breakfast for 2, $35 value to Alda's Restaurant and Bar, otherwise known as Alda's Diner, a great place to hang out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Vanderbilt Beach and 951. Caller 9, you will win. We'll play Drew's College next on Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Pro Football Hall of Famer and 3-time champion.
Pro Football's all-time leading rusher Emmitt Smith talks about joint pain.
Trust me, I know about joint pain. Sure, I made it look easy, but if my body could speak, it would say, I'm in pain.
Are you living with chronic joint pain? Knees, hips, lower back, shoulders? Don't just assume the old treatments are the only treatments.
I've gone under the knife to get rid of pain, but now there are options, and you need to check them out.
Emmitt's talking about QC Kinetics, exciting new natural biologic therapies that can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. New options, now available here.
You can encourage your body to actually heal itself with the help of QC Kinetics.
Real relief with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics for regenerative restorative treatments with lasting relief.
But now, you and I, we have help. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table, we do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Rockstar Harley has secured 0% APR financing on all new Harley-Davidsons this week. Straight up, yo. 0% annual percentage rate and financing terms that can save you thousands on interest. Over 300 new and used Harleys in stock at Rockstar Harley, ready for immediate delivery. Finance experts on site to get you approved. 0% APR on all new Harleys this week. Hey, pay attention. Buy a Harley and pay 0 interest. Rockstar Harley-Davidson is the #1 volume Harley dealer in Florida. It's the best time to buy at Rockstar Harley. On approved above average credit ends Sunday.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Riddle, your host of The Drive here for my friends at France Eye Care. Let me tell you about Dr. Christine Bachman. She is with Dr. France and his team at the New France Cosmetic Center, which is phenomenal. And she is a Beverly Hills trained cosmetic surgeon, but she is also an ophthalmologist. So her knowledge and technical skills when it comes to muscles around the eyes gives Dr. Bachman's patients total confidence in her expertise. So if you are seeing signs of droopy eyelids, Dr. Bachman will talk you through the functional and cosmetic benefits of an eyelid or brow lift procedure. While you're there, don't forget to schedule yourself a hydrofacial at the France Cosmetic Center, which is a treatment that exfoliates your skin and gives you a nice glow. $50 off, by the way, for first timers. Look as good as you feel. 239-418-0999. Schedule your appointment today. Tell them that Trey Radel sent you and enjoy a new you in 2022.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's start off the new year with Jason. Jason in Cape Coral. Hey, Jason, you're starting off 2022. Let's do it well. How are you this morning, sir?
Doing very well. Very well, thank you.
All right, well, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD or associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Jason, why does the United States flag have 50 stars?
1 for each state.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. How often do American presidential elections, how often are they held?
Every 4 years.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this very question. The 2 parts of the United States Congress are what?
The Senate and the House of Representatives.
That is correct, sir. You got a master's degree. We're going to see if you get a PhD on this very question. In 1861, this state rejected the South's offer to leave the Union and join the Confederacy. Which state rejected the South's offer? Was it New York, Vermont, or Delaware?
I think it's Delaware.
That is correct, sir. What a guess. I mean, you got that exactly right. You knew it. Well, congratulations, Jason. This is how we start off a new year with a PhD at Drew's College. And congratulations. You also got yourself something fantastic. You got yourself a gift certificate, breakfast for 2. $35 value from Alda's Restaurant and Bar at the corner of Vanderbilt Beach Road and 951 in Naples. So you stay there because Jake's got to talk to you, okay? So congratulations to you. Thanks for starting us off right, Jason. We appreciate you there in Cape Coral. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix, long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
It's back to work and school for millions of Americans. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. As COVID surges to record levels, the number of cases across the U.S. last week, 2.8 million, was over 1 million more than the prior all-time high for a week a year ago, though there are fewer deaths now than then, less than half.
The administration is trying to buy 500 million tests to send out free, though it is unclear when this month that program begins. The administration also faces criticism over evolving COVID guidance from medical experts as this virus continues changing.
Fox's Rich Edson at the White House. The CDC could revise guidance that lowered quarantine time to 5 days for those without symptoms, perhaps adding they should get tested, something key in classrooms.
A greater emphasis is being put on testing in order to keep school doors open. Some schools are expected to increase testing now that kids are back in class. Chicago school officials have recommended to parents that they give rapid tests to their kids before they come back to the classroom.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. COVID also keeps affecting airlines. FlightAware reports another 1,854 cancellations within or to or from the U.S., but many of those flights today are grounded by stormy weather. Fox's Evan Brown has more live. Yeah, Dave, a lot of winter weather is expected throughout the day in places that aren't famous for it. North Georgia saw frost and flurries early this morning, and schools in Nashville proactively closed out of fear of impassable roads. Further north, the Washington, D.C. area could see as much as 10 inches. Snow is also expected from New York to Boston, and in southern New Jersey, they're looking at 6 inches. Storm warnings are in effect through at least this afternoon in many of those places, Dave. Evidence snowy Washington. Senate supposed to return to work with Majority Leader Chuck Schumer still pushing a nearly $2 trillion bill he says fights
against climate change. It helps families with things like child care and pre-K.
But Democratic Senator Joe Manchin is holding it up as too costly, and Republicans agree with him. America's listening to Fox News.
Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News traffic.
Dealing with a crash on 41 southbound, still causing major backups heading south through San Carlos Park because of the crash near Sanibel Boulevard. Seeing a left lane blocked with the tow truck out on scene now for that crash. Also dealing with an accident on Homestead Road right near Plaza Drive. That's just near G. Hips Elementary School. So expect to see some slowdown southbound coming off of Lee Boulevard. 41 not looking too bad through downtown Fort Myers, and 75 running up to speed all across the area. It is a slick start, though, with the morning showers we've seen, so take it slow out there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Add to the fast-moving line of showers tracks to the south and east of us. Throughout this morning, we'll be looking at a drop in humidity and temperatures behind a cold front set to clear our area. We'll also see a decrease in cloud cover with sunshine returning later this afternoon, but it will be breezy as winds continue out of the north and west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. We could see some gusts between 20 to 30 miles per hour across the area. Look for a cooler day today, a high of 72 degrees. We really start to feel that cool down as we head into tonight. Lows bottoming out in the 40s and low 50s. Kick off the day for your Tuesday. A high of 78 degrees for tomorrow, mostly sunny sky. We keep it a partly cloudy sky into your Wednesday with a high of 79. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
At home or on your phone, no matter where you roam, you can always get rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking about my friends at AMCO of Bonita Springs, 992-2626. It's 992-2626. Whatever is going on with your vehicle, they will fix it and fix it right. They are a great conservative business. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. By the way, talk about great conservatives. They've built the American Spirit Movement, a place where conservative consumers and businesses can connect in 5 critical areas. You know, you've got your vote, but you also have your wallet, the cash register, supporting conservative businesses. So go to the American Spirit Marketplace. You can keep conservative dollars in conservative pockets. Block by block, city by city, states by state. We're going to build this up. Go to the American Spirit Movement website at americanspiritmovement.com. It's more than a conservative movement. It's a conservative awakening.
Experience really does matter. Hi, this is Vincent Napoleon. We're currently experiencing a very different real estate market. Is this a bubble? Is it going to last? Should I sell now or should I buy now? With over 30 years of living and working right here in Collier County, I know I can help guide you through. If you're currently thinking about selling your home or buying a home, please reach out to me today. Recognized by the Wall Street Journal and Real Trends magazine as one of the nation's top performing agents with a #1 firm, Coldwell Banker. You know, it costs you nothing to meet with me, but will cost you thousands not to. Please go to thatradioad.com, again, thatradioad.com, or feel free to email me at thatradioad@gmail.com, thatradioad@gmail.com. Vincent Napoleon, thank you.
When you donate to the American Red Cross, a vehicle is more than a car. We accept cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, RVs, and more. Any vehicle in almost any condition, whether they start or not. But did you know it can also be good for your wallet? By donating your car, you could qualify for a tax deduction. To learn more or to donate a vehicle today, Call 855-927-2227 or visit redcross.org/car donation.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing to the podcast, subscribing to our channel on Rumble. That's where you can watch us. We thank you so much for that. All right, coming up, let's see. AOC's partying maskless at a crowded drag brunch in Miami. And she's upset that other people are upset with her that she would be doing that. And there's nothing to be upset about because, I know a lot of things are going on in New York and the cases are flying through the roof. And she leaves New York to come to Florida to party with a boyfriend. And then she's blaming everybody else. By the way, this story, the crowded drag brunch in Miami that AOC was partying at, it was Florida conservative voice, Brendan Leslie, who had that story and tweeted that out. Got a tip on that and it has gone viral. And so he helped to get that story out. And we're going to get to that coming up in just a second. And again, listen, this is what... I know it's no surprise. It's no shock. But you got to stop. Listen, if you're a Democrat in the state of Florida, stop this. Stop. Okay? You can't keep talking about how awful everything is here in the state of Florida. You can't talk about how Death Santis is ruining the state of Florida. You can't do this and then continue to live here and be like, at least it's not New York. Oh, but AOC, she's bashing the state, and then she decides to come here and have her vacation. You can't do this. You can't. And be taken seriously. I mean, you could do it. You're going to continue to do it. That's what you do. Hypocritical actions seem to be exactly in line with what the left does in this country. And listen, if you disagree with me, then explain this. Explain why she's still here partying in Miami in the free state of Florida. Why is she still doing this if she truly thinks that the state of Florida and Death Santis is a real thing and Ron DeSantis has to go and it's awful what has happened here in the state and she truly cares about her constituents? We'll get to that coming up in just a second. And also, on the heels of that, we also have a lot of other things we have to worry about when it comes to the left, including our school kids. Now, here in the state of Florida, again, the free state of Florida, there's a lot of things that we get to enjoy. I like freedoms and liberties and being able to make choices for yourself, for your family, whether it's up to vaccinations and mandates and things that you do when it comes to your kids and vaccinating your kid or not vaccinating your kid and making certain choices based on the decisions that you sat with your doctor, knowing your medical condition, your medical history, and your kids, and making these decisions for yourself as opposed to having these mandates. Listen, there are going to be people on the left who are going to continue to go against all of what you believe, especially school teachers. Maybe not necessarily in Southwest Florida, but there are unions who are going to push back and continue to do the things that are failures because they don't care about the kids. They care about themselves. And if you think that's an outrageous statement, well, I'll play some audio and I'll mention this story from the National Educators United that is a teachers advocacy group demanding 2 weeks of pause in schools reopening across the country. Really? Are you suggesting that after 2 years of what has been described as a pandemic still, that we don't know what to do? That we don't have the evidence to show what we should be doing and should not be doing and whether some policies work or don't work? Are you really making that suggestion? Do you really want to do that? But yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. And by the way, I mentioned this earlier, and I wanted to talk about this. The news press. The news press is an idea of when it comes to somebody who's walking the walk on the environment. Oh, they know exactly who it is. Who do you think in the state of Florida is? And maybe I'll just give it to Jake the millennial. Jake, I won't ask you for names. I'll just ask you to help me out with a very simple question. So the news press has an article that they put out about a Florida leader. Who is a Florida politician who is leading the way. A Florida leader walking the walk on the environment. Now, Jake, let me ask you this. This is a yes or no question, so don't even worry about it. You can put the Slim Jim down for just a second, but not too much brain power. Here we go. I'm not saying you don't have it. I just don't want to put you on the spot. Do you think that the news press is saying a positive thing about the governor walking the walk and leading the way on the environment? Do you think they're saying something positive for the governor of the state of Florida, the news press? Yes or no?
No.
That is correct, sir. Oh, you win the... Congratulations. You win a clip from Joe Biden.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Congratulations. That's how we open up 2020. I say 2022. That's all I have right now. But anyway, I have no idea why I gave Jake a Biden audio clip, because I don't have anything else. No, it's not Ron DeSantis, everybody. It's Nikki Fried. That's right. The news press wants to let everybody know that, man, when we are talking about somebody who walks the walk, the real deal, it's Nikki Fried. Politicians love talking about the environment. This is from the article. It's a popular topic on which it's easy to talk. But few elected leaders follow through by walking the walk. One of those rare few is Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried, who's currently the strongest environmental advocate on the Florida cabinet. Before Commissioner Fried was elected to her statewide position, the term climate change was rarely uttered by Florida leadership. In Fried's nearly 3 years in office, she's made a far more valiant effort on the environment, energy, climate change, and water than any of her predecessors. Now, a couple of things come to mind. Number one, they are really focusing on the climate change thing. And when it comes to focusing on climate change, yeah, they may be right. You may not be too far off if you're trying to say that it's Nikki Fried and not the governor of the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who has been focusing on climate change when it comes to walking the walk on the environment. And there's very good reason why the governor may or may not be doing that. And one of them is, which I say this right now, climate change is not affecting Miami. Miami's not sinking underwater because there's oceans rising. Stop it. And this idea that there's going to be legislation in Florida, in the state of Florida, that's going to focus on climate change, that somehow, because we do it in the state of Florida, that Miami's not going to sink into the ground or isn't going to sink into the ocean. Sinking into the ground, it's going to do anyway, because it's built on a swamp. But anyway, I digress. The issue of the sea level rising. Are you that, what's a good word I'm going to use? Let's see. Pompous. Are you that pompous, a legislator in the state of Florida, that you honestly, truly believe that if we did legislation here in the state and we spent millions and millions of taxpayer dollars to fight climate change, that somehow the oceans are going to go, oh, no, we're going to change it? Really? Do you honestly think that? What is wrong with you, man, woman, other? I want to be politically correct. I just want to be right. So that's the first thing. Maybe that's true. She's focusing a lot on climate change. Okay, whatevs, as the kids say. But here's the second part. And this is the most important thing. It doesn't matter if, since Ron DeSantis has been in office, he's spent hundreds of millions of dollars. He's pushed hundreds of millions of dollars for the environment and environmental causes. It doesn't matter if he bends over backwards for every single environmentalist group, which he has done, which the money has been given by the legislature. I'm giving, you understand what I'm saying. That the legislature, $600 million plus every year for environmental causes because, we are we are a party that cares about the environment. Don't you understand? With all the money that's been given, with the attention that's been given, it doesn't matter. Because they'll never, ever recognize what you've done. They're never going to recognize that this governor, a Republican, any Republican, is ever going to be a champion of the environment, no matter what they do. Because they'll just take it, demand it, take it, and then use it against you in the future. They'll be more than happy to take the money, but they're not going to back you. They're not going to back you. The left in this state's not going to back you. Democrats are not going to back you as someone who's championing the environment. They're more than happy to take the money and have you acquiesce to every whim, in some cases in the legislature. It may even be climate change, but they're not going to give you any credit for anything. So stop it. You do things because it's right. You do things in the legislature because it's going to make a difference. You don't do it to acquiesce to loud voices, a minority of voices that somehow believe that they speak for the majority in this state. You don't do that. You're never going to get the benefit of the doubt. So that's all I have to say about that article. 239-479-5592. It's just, give me a break. You're going to get a lot of that. There's going to be a lot more of the news press and other places touting how awesome Nikki Fried is, or how great Charlie Crist is. And boy, I'll tell you what, bringing back the Whig Party seems like a really good idea. Charlie Crist doesn't know what party he's in. Sorry, just got to take a couple. 239-479-5592 is a talk and text line. All right, let's get to this. So, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is somebody who has presented time and time again how the left in this country works, how they are hypocritical, how they're out of touch, except for those that will follow them to the ends of the earth politically. And it doesn't make a difference, the hypocrisy. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a picture taken of her over the weekend with a boyfriend in the free state of Florida, in Miami to be exact, sitting at a bar or at a cafe, maskless, because, you know, you get to do that here. And it's funny because she's sitting here maskless, and if, you know, masks work, then why don't they work, as the case may be, and why is she sitting outside and she's sitting with someone maskless? But again, the hypocrisy, we're not going to go there. And there's a picture taken of her, and she's at the cafe. Her retort back to people that were upset about seeing this, they were just like, well, hold on a second. Why are you here in the state of Florida? You got into a vehicle, or you got onto a plane. You made your way down to the state of Florida. You got out of where the most cases are right now in New York City. And you made your way here only to be maskless and hanging out. And your retort, your answer to people complaining about this is, if Republicans are mad that they can't date me, they can just say that instead of projecting their sexual frustrations onto my boyfriend's feet. You creepy weirdos. It's because Steve Cortez, who put out a tweet about her boyfriend's feet. It's starting to get old, ignoring the very obvious, strange, and deranged sexual frustrations that underpin the Republican fixation on me, women, and LGBT plus people in general. These people clearly need therapy, won't do it, and use politics as... Okay, anyway. So that's her answer, is to go and attack Republicans because they've got this creepy fetish. Right? Okay, yeah, you run with that. But we come to find out she's still down here, and now we find out through Florida conservative voice and Brendan Leslie, who put out the tweet that was retweeted by many, many, many people, including Fox News, that AOC was hanging out at a drag brunch with a whole lot of people. Nobody's wearing a mask, and there's AOC. She's not wearing a mask either. These are the people that are screaming about masks. They're screaming about restrictions. They're trying to be critical of the state of Florida and those that would exercise our freedoms here. And when they come to Florida, hey, you know, you can't beat them, join them. And so it's cool when we're here. We're just doing what everybody else is doing. Is that how this works? I guess apparently if you're at a drag brunch in Miami, there's no vid. The vid is just like, nope, I'm not going to hang out here. These people are having too much of a good time. It's kind of like when you avoid a BLM protest or some things that were happening over the summer of 2020. It's like, yeah, they don't happen there. As a matter of fact, it's important that people take to the streets in 2020 over issues like this. Antifa, Black Lives Matter. And it doesn't matter whether or not there's a full-blown pandemic going on. No, because racism. And that is what we have to be focusing on as opposed to the health and well-being of the American people and the vid and got it. So we're trying to figure out how long this gets to go on. Look, the good news in all of this is that it is on full display. We all get to see it. She doesn't get to, and she will go back to New York City and try to either ignore it and move on to the next issue that she'll attack some Republicans, or she may address it and go after Republicans anyway, or the media, the conservatives, how it goes. Trump supporters. But the American people are not dumb. They see all of this. And they have a choice. In this situation, as many others, they've got a choice to make. Either they're going to see politicians doing this and knowing how they do this with something as serious as a virus that we are told is very serious and needs to be treated as such, to the point where kids probably don't need to go back into the classroom right now. We're going to get to that story coming up. Or we're past that right now, and we can all finally come to the realization that we need to move in a different direction, heading quickly into an endemic as opposed to a pandemic, and really start to follow the science and the data and everything that we've known for the past 2 years leading to this point, and the jump off is now. You got to make a choice. You can't keep doing this. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website, SteelS3Es. We appreciate you watching, subscribing to the podcast, and watching on our channel at Rumble. Please subscribe to our Rumble channel. We do appreciate it. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Do you really want to go through another year with that awful joint pain? Listen, don't do it. Resolve right now to get yourself moving again for 2022. Hey, it's Drew Steele. It's time to call QC Kinetics. Non-surgical regenerative treatments for joint pain. We're talking lasting results using natural biologics. No surgery, no pain meds, no steroids, and no downtime. This is really exciting stuff. Regenerative, restorative treatments that actually encourage your body to heal itself using highly concentrated natural biologics. Patients rave about it for hip pain relief, knee pain relief, shoulder and back pain relief. Look, don't let them keep giving you steroids. And don't let them tell you surgery is your only option. Get a free second opinion at QC Kinetics. Do it now. And imagine life in 22 without pain. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics now. 239-893-PAIN. 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 Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table, we do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Window World is a family-owned business, and we really mean family. And with a family-owned business, you get a business that is looking to treat everyone right. We live in this community. We want to take care of our friends and neighbors.
With our family-owned business, we are backed by a company that believes in top-quality products at the best price available. That way, more people can afford energy-saving windows and doors, as well as top-quality, hurricane-rated, high-impact windows that also offer you some increased security to your home.
And being backed by our parent company, we're going to be around for a long time. The guarantee Window World offers is the absolute best guarantee you are ever going to find in a window replacement company. If anything goes wrong with your new windows, windows, Window World, that's us, and Window World Corporate will stand behind it and get it fixed.
No high pressure, no sitting in your home for hours trying to get you to make a decision right away, but simply good business to our friends and neighbors. And when we're through installing your new windows, we'll stand behind those windows with the best guarantee in the window replacement business. See for yourself. Window World, simply the best for less.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Naples makes everything from scratch with daily homemade specials for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy big portions of your favorite comfort foods, from steak and eggs or pancakes for breakfast to fantastic salads or their famous Donald J. Burger for lunch or dinner. And don't forget about Alda's extensive bar menu with drink specials for the perfect start to your evening. Make Alda's your go-to spot. They're on the corner of Vanderbilt Beach Road and 951 in Naples. Alda's Diner. There's no place like it.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
No more clutter. That's when you make things happen, so resolutions can become reality. Give your family a gift for the future. A beautiful new space, reimagined by our designers and you. Your home rejuvenation from Closet Factory comes with less stress and better rest included. Our business is designed around you. Whether in person or virtual, creating a perfect space for you is our goal. That's how we build it at Closet Factory.
Every day in business brings something new, so get the flexibility of our new mobile service designed for your small business. Introducing Comcast Business Mobile. You get the most reliable network with nationwide 5G included. And you can get unlimited data for just $30 per line per month when you get 4 lines, or mix and match data options.
Simplicity and savings, all from one provider. Get fast and reliable Comcast Business Internet and mobile for your small business today, with no line activation fees or term contract required. Plus, see how you can save up to $500 a year on your wireless bill when you switch. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to learn more. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Requires Comcast Business Internet. Taxes, fees, and other charges extra. Most reliable based on RootMetrics US report. Results vary. Not an endorsement. Compares pricing to top carriers. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of usage. Actual savings vary. Call for details.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Glenn Beck gets it right and blows the left out of sight.
The rumor appeared. President Poopy Pants. President Poopy Pants, huh? Do you believe it? Why not? Right. A unverified, actual rumor going around. Okay, that's really frightening.
You don't want to miss the next Glenn Beck program. Today, 9 till noon on Southwest Florida's 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hey, it's Buck Sexton. I want to thank the 92.5 Fox News listeners. The Clay and Buck event in Fort Myers has sold out for now, but we're working on releasing more tickets, and we'll get those details out as soon as we can. There'll be more tickets to purchase. In the meantime, thank you so much to our sponsors, the Advantage Retirement Group, My Shower Door, Island Air, and Floor Meisters, and thank you for listening to 92.5 Fox News.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Fox
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. It's tough going for a lot of people trying to return from holiday breaks.
Flight tracker FlightAware says more than 15,000 flights have been canceled since Christmas Eve, with the latest batch affecting today's travel. Nearly 2,700 Sunday flights were canceled into and out of the U.S., and that's on top of roughly the same number that were canceled on Saturday. More than 1,700 flights for today have been canceled thanks to an East Coast storm.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. And that first snowstorm of the year, which is moving into the mid-Atlantic, is shuttering parts of the nation's capital.
The D.C. mayor declared a snow emergency at midnight last night, so a lot of people have the day off today. Government buildings are closed, local school districts are closed, and commuters are definitely noticing that on the roads out there.
Katie Byrne with Fox Weather. And Dow futures set to open higher. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with major backups along State Road 82, heading westbound toward I-75 because of a crash near Teeter Road. That's blocking two westbound lanes, left lanes mostly, so expect to see some slowdowns. Avoid the area for the time being if you can. You could take Colonial Boulevard instead of State Road 82 to head out of the Buckingham Lehigh Acres area or out of Gateway right now. Also keeping an eye on a crash at 82 and Ortiz Avenue just west of I-75. No major backups there. 75 is busy this morning as we've got a lot of commuters out there on the roads, and the roads are wet, so take it slow on the morning commute. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
As the fast-moving line of showers tracks the south and east of us throughout this morning, we'll be looking at a drop in humidity and temperatures behind a cold front set to clear our area. We'll also see a decrease in cloud cover with sunshine returning later this afternoon, but it will be breezy as winds continue out of the north and west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. We could see some gusts between 20 to 30 miles per hour across the area. Look for a cooler day today, a high of 72 degrees. We really start to feel that cool down as we head into tonight. Lows bottoming out in the 40s and low 50s. Kick off the day for your Tuesday. A high of 78 degrees for tomorrow, mostly sunny sky. We keep it a partly cloudy sky into your Wednesday with a high of 79. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
If you're moving, selling, or purchasing furniture and need help getting it home, there are a lot of moving companies to choose from. But wait, all moving companies are not created equal. Sure, if you're moving your college students' furniture, hiring young movers is fine. But if you're moving highly valued items, you need Rice's Moving and Transport. They meticulously pad wrap everything and secure your valuables and gently pack, transport, and set them up. Rice's Moving and Transport employs skilled professional movers who respect your belongings, not just young hunks who can lift heavy things. Moving is stressful enough. Don't stress about hiring the right moving company. Here's what Teresa in Naples said about Rice's Moving and Transport. I was so impressed when your moving crew came to my home. They politely introduced themselves by name. Seems small, but it made an impression. When you need help moving, trust Rice's Moving and Transport. riceismoving.net, moving you into the future.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Do you value professionalism and punctuality? Want to learn from and work with the best pros in the electrical industry? Then you're just who we're looking for. Mr. Sparky is seeking hardworking, committed, and trustworthy individuals. With industry-leading salaries, benefits, and growth potential, we also provide ongoing training. So come join our team at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
An equal opportunity employer.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, Jake, it's time. Let's do it. It is time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
How should vaccinated and boosted people behave? Can they go into a restaurant, eat safely indoors right now?
You know, when you're having I call it a tsunami of infections, Dana, we are seeing people who are vaccinated and boosted who are getting breakthrough infections. So when you're in a situation where you have so many infections going out, the thing that you want to say is that if you want to do things like that, better do them in a setting where you know the people around you are vaccinated.
So Dr. Fauci on CNN yesterday, when Dana Bash asked, hey, if a vaccinated and boosted person wants to go to a restaurant, how do they do that? And he's like, oh, listen, you got to know who's in there and know the people that you're eating with. Yeah, I wonder how you do that. So now the Fauci is saying that, listen, boosted and vaccinated, boosted, which means you are, you're vaccinated. You're going to have to know who's in there, and the only way to do that is with passports. So is that what you're suggesting? No.
Number 4.
I've talked about the transphobic baby at work before. I went in a room with him today, and I had my wig on, which I took off now because it's like 9 o'clock at night. He didn't cry. And he was like babbling at me. And I had to look at him and like, do you like me now because we've had a moment, or do you like me now because I have long hair and look more feminine, because then you're more transphobic? And then he started to cry, so that was my answer.
Yeah, nothing to see here. It's a preschool teacher who went on to TikTok to let everybody know that there's a baby that she was talking to who was being transphobic and caused the baby to cry, as a matter of fact, at one point. And hey, it's good to know some things aren't even changing into 22, right?
Number 3.
Something. Oh, please. Tell us something, Andy.
Watching Mayor de Blasio
Don't go on a rant.
do his
Don't go on a rant.
victory lap dance after 4 years of the
This is how you
crappiest
want to start the
term
new year.
as the mayor of New York. The
That's how
only
you wanna
thing
start the new
that
year?
Democrats and Republicans can
That's
agree
how-
on
I mean, this
is
is
what
how-
a horrible mayor he has been.
Wow.
So, sayonara, sucker.
All right, there's a drunken Andy Cohen along with Anderson Cooper, because on CNN and New Year's Eve, they get drunk often and say things. And it seems like sometimes when you're drunk, it's like a truth serum. And there's a sayonara sucker from Andy Cohen who was saying on the way out, Bill de Blasio, when the ball drops, he is gone as mayor of New York City. And he goes on an anti-de Blasio rant. Hey, the question that many people are asking is, where you been?
Number 2. From basically European intellectual inquiry into what the heck happened in Germany in the 20s and 30s. Very intelligent, highly educated population, and they went barking mad. And how did that happen? The answer is mass formation psychosis. When you have a society that has become decoupled from each other and has free-floating anxiety, in a sense that things don't make sense. We can't understand it. And then their attention gets focused by a leader or a series of events on one small point, just like hypnosis. They literally become hypnotized and can be led anywhere. And one of the aspects of that phenomena is the people that they identify as their leaders, the ones typically that come in and say, you have this pain and I can solve it for you. I and I alone. Okay? Can fix.
That is on Joe Rogan's podcast, Dr. Robert Malone, who, by the way, was canceled from Twitter, and this podcast you're not allowed to watch on YouTube. It was canceled there as well. Maybe this is the reason why Dr. Robert Malone, you may or may not know, was involved with the mRNA technology, creating the technology that has been working for so many people when it comes to COVID-19 vaccines and cancer treatments. There are some cancer treatments that use mRNA technology as well. This individual, this doctor, taken off social media, not allowed to speak. And is that the reason why? Because he's concerned that we may be living through what he called a mass formation psychosis, and how this could possibly happen. He just describes and talked about the Germany in the 20s and 30s, that they had a highly intelligent, highly educated population, went barking mad when something in particular was scaring the people, and leadership comes along and says, only I can save you. And ultimately, is that where we are? I mean, is that part of the reason why he was taken off of social media? Is he allowed to speak or not?
Number 1.
And I am glad that you are there to shake it up. So that our hard-working individuals have a fighting chance. Thank you.
Just in case you're wondering what all the screaming and cheering is, that is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, caught, if you will. I don't know if she minds the fact that she was quote-unquote caught. She was at a drag brunch in Miami and still partying in the free state of Florida, spotted there at a drag brunch with actor-singer Billy Porter. Outdoors, a ton of people outside partying and maskless, which is a very strange thing. And by the way, that is the number one clip on the 5 at 8:35 at Stay Bright 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. It is our own Brendan Leslie, by the way, who first got a hold of this and tweeted this out. We'll find out on Wednesday where he got this information from in the video. That now we see spreading virally. Florida Conservative Voice, he had it out there. But again, there you are. You got to avoid crowds. You got to stay away from crowds. You got to mask up. Unless, of course, you're AOC, who gets to go to Miami to a drag brunch, and she gets to do it. Oh, and if you're wondering what her comment was after all of this, well, it was funny because she was being trolled by the governor's office, where upon finding out that AOC was spotted in Miami Beach, as New York City has a record amount of COVID cases. The National Review put that story out, and she was caught not only with her boyfriend at a cafe, but now at this drag brunch. Team DeSantis put out, "Welcome to Florida, AOC. We hope you're enjoying a taste of freedom here in the Sunshine State, thanks to Ron DeSantis' leadership." And how did AOC respond? Well, she fired back as only AOC can fire back. She said,
"You do it."
No, she said, Hasn't Governor DeSantis been inexplicably missing for like 2 weeks? If he's around, I'd be happy to say hello. His social media team seems to have been posting old photos for weeks. In the meantime, perhaps I can help with local organizing. Folks are quite receptive here. Wink, wink, nod, nod, big smile. Well, as National Review explained and a lot of other places explained, the governor hasn't been on vacation. He hasn't been missing at all. In fact, he was posting a schedule of regular events throughout the holiday season. Nobody bothered to check. But he was indeed missing, quote unquote, during the period AOC was referring to. Where was he? Well, here is a little piece of the National Review article explaining where the governor was. Quote, I'd also be happy to share some notes from Governor Kathy Hochul's work in New York since he seemed to be in need of tips. This is some more from AOC going after Ron DeSantis. DeSantis' spokeswoman, Christina Pushaw, told Fox News the governor was accompanying his wife, Casey, to cancer treatments on Wednesday when critics began accusing him of dodging his responsibility. DeSantis announced in October that Casey had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Pushaw also tweeted out a picture of the governor's public schedule in response to criticism from MSNBC's host Joy Reid. So there you go. Not only is AOC a hypocrite, telling people to mask up, can't be in mass gatherings, but then making her way to the state of Florida, getting on a plane, making their way down here to Florida, which, by the way, you're not supposed to be doing, right? We got to DeSantis and Florida. It's just an awful place to be. Till you get in the car, you fly over here, and then you're like, hey, this isn't so bad. Hey, nobody's going to see me, right? So there's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez trying to go after the governor, trying to dunk on him, only to find out that in her dunkness, I don't know if that's the way to put it. Yeah, the reason why he was indeed, quote unquote, missing during the time that she was suggesting is because he was going with his wife to the hospital for cancer treatments. But nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Move along. Everything is good. The left doesn't care. The left, they already know how they feel about Governor DeSantis. They already know how they feel about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So all of this can certainly be forgiven. So nothing to see here. Everybody's moving along. We're actually not. We're not going to move along. There's a lot of things that are going on right now that nationally we're told we need to move along, and we're not. You know, on the heels of the Fauci admitting to everybody that when it comes to kids and child COVID hospitalizations, that the numbers are overblown. Can I play this audio?
Important thing is that if you look at the children who are hospitalized, many of them are hospitalized with COVID as opposed to because of COVID. And what we mean by that, if a child goes in the hospital, they automatically get tested for COVID, and they get counted as a COVID hospitalized individual.
So on the heels of hearing this information that a lot of people have been talking about and asking about for many, I'm looking at my watch, many months since this pandemic has been going on. Years, as a matter of fact. And now all of a sudden, Dr. Fauci is realizing and admitting that child COVID hospitalization numbers are overblown. That there's a big difference between being in the hospital with COVID as opposed to from COVID. Deaths being with COVID as opposed to from COVID. But we digress. You know, that the kids and the story about going back to school is important as well. On the heels of what was last week's audio of the 2021 biggest underreported stories, according to Face the Nation. Underreported stories in the mainstream media, not underreported stories, let's get this straight, in the conservative media, where we were told that some of the stories underreported.
Yes, well, I'll tell you guys, it's the crushing impact that our COVID policies have had on young kids and children. By far, the least serious risk for serious illness. But I mean, even teenagers, a healthy teenager has a 1 in a million chance of getting and dying from COVID, which is way lower than, dying in a car wreck on a road trip. But they have suffered and sacrificed the most, especially kids and underrepresented, at-risk communities. And now we have the Surgeon General saying there's a mental health crisis among our kids. The risk of suicide attempts among girls now up 51% this year. Black kids nearly twice as likely as white kids to die by suicide. I mean, school closures, lockdowns, cancellation of sports. You couldn't even go on a playground in the DC area without cops scurrying, shooing the kids off. Tremendous negative impact on kids, and it's been an afterthought.
No, it's only been an afterthought to the mainstream. It hasn't been an afterthought to us. It hasn't been an afterthought to this program. It hasn't been an afterthought to conservative media. But on the heels of hearing that, and everybody knows it's true, these are facts. The National Educators United, a teachers advocacy group, is calling itself an ally of national teachers unions, like the American Federation of Teachers and the National Education Association. You know, the ones that get together with the DOJ to call you terrorists, domestic terrorists, because you dare show up at a school board meeting concerned about the education of your kids. You know, those unions, yeah. They're demanding a 2-week pause in reopening due to the spread of the Omicron variant, and they have quite interesting demands. Right. They are demanding a whole lot of things. And again, they're going back to the old ideas of what we should be doing, as if there's no new science, there's no new data, there's no new evidence that for 2 years plus, nobody has done a thing. I said something else. That nobody's done a thing. Is that your suggestion? That we shouldn't be having in-class education going on again? Are we going to go through this again nationally? Are we going to do this to our kids again? Do you really care about the kids? What are you doing? These unions, what are you people thinking? How could you do this to our kids again? Public school system being held hostage by teachers and teachers unions. Again, homeschool your kids. But the point is that there are people that are acting as if this is brand new. And we don't have the science, the data, the evidence. So either two things are true, either one or the other is true. Either we don't have the science and the data and the facts, and we don't know enough about what is going on. And we need to act as if it's March of 2020 instead of January 22, which we know we shouldn't be. And then another thing to think about is this. Are you suggesting that we haven't done anything in 2 years? Are you suggesting that schools haven't done anything with filtration, haven't done anything with, in a lot of cases, the 6 foot separation and glass, plexiglass walls? Listen, you may not like it, but the suggestion that things have not been done at all, that this is all like starting from scratch, this suggestion that we've gone 2 years and is that what you're telling us? Like, are you telling us that hospitals aren't prepared if there is another case pandemic like the beginning of 2020? Like, we haven't learned a lesson to get more beds and to be more prepared with PPPs and other things? Like, we're not building this up. Are you telling me that the administration of Joe Biden in this White House isn't prepared after 2 years to have enough COVID tests available to the American people so that there's not a shortage? Are you kidding? Is that what you're suggesting? And the answer is, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. That doesn't boggle your mind? That after 2 years, we're acting like nobody knew that this was happening, and after years of talking about how we need to prepare, you didn't? You're not? It's true. All right, Glenn Beck is next. Listen, have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Let's find out. Do we have time, Jake? Sure. Let's find out how the remainder of our forecast is shaping up today with Wink News meteorologist Casey Sherman.
After a quick moving line of rain passes to the south and east of us for the remainder this morning, we'll be looking at a